Well, start with that one, Frank. You know, you've done big shows before, big outdoor shows. Looking at the crowd of reporters down here today, the television cameras here today, and just the general atmosphere, it seems to me there's a real buzz.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, for a lot of reasons. I think obviously the controversy and some of the unsavoury things that took place in Germany have more than added to it. But if you recall, prior to that, those events happening, or that event afterwards, when they were fighting after, or when the fight happened after the press conference, you know, Klitschko said, "Why don't these two guys fight each other, and I'll fight the winner." So that fight was always there; it was always in the air. And I asked David Haye and Adam Booth, "Can we make it?" And then events overtook where we were. But the fact of the matter is, it's a big fight. It'd be a big fight anyway, without a doubt. It'd be a big fight, especially after Derek Chisora's performance in Germany against Klitschko. I thought he really boxed well, valiantly in the ring. Everything he did was superb. But the bottom line is, it's a big fight. The boxing fans love big fights, and the boxing fans will turn out for this in their droves. It's not just going to be this fight. We've got Povetkin against Ruckman, the guy who knocked out Lennox Lewis, and other big fights that we're going to announce next week. This is a big, big show.
Some of the questions in the press conference and some of the stuff which has already been said in the media and written about, people are going to perceive this to an extent, you taking on the British Boxing Board of Control. Is that fair or is that unfair?
I think that's unfair because the Board of Control withdrew Derek's licence. They didn't ban him, which meant he was free to box in other territories. They, in fact, actually said that. I think Robert Smith, in his statement, said it doesn't stop him applying to another organisations to take a licence out. That's exactly what has happened. Let's get it right. If this fight was going on in, say, in Luxembourg or in Germany, we'd all be there, we'd all be watching it, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's taking place in the UK. No one's trying to undermine the Boxing Board of Control. They've made their position clear. They pushed their appeal back until July. By that time, Derek had been out of the ring for at least 6 months. If you equate that to a football ban, that'd be 24 matches. You know, that's a lengthy ban. And, you know, these guys are young guys. They've only got, one chance to, David Haye's made a lot of money. Derek hasn't. He lost over half of his purse in sanctions against him and legal fees and so forth. So let him fight. And, if they have their appeal hearing in July, that may mean he could be out for a year or so. And we certainly won't be able to get a fight on, even if they allowed it in the box, at the start of the season, a football season, at any ground, because of the matches being played.
I was speaking to Adam Booth, and he said that in his opinion, 12 months on, at this stage, prior to the big fight, he said this feels like a bigger fight than Haye against Klitschko.
No, it is. Of course it is. It's two Brits. There's much more. I mean, let's get it right. David Haye and Klitschko fight was a borathon. This would be a fight. One thing about Derek Chisora, he comes to fight. You know that. He'll make him fight every step of the way. And at the end of the day, he's the guy who's going to walk out the ring with his hand held high.
And he's got a chance, of course, if he does win this fight, then a world title fight against Povetkin or Ruckman would follow.
Well, that could happen, and that's why we've got them on the card. And the other thing is, if you remember, prior to all that nonsense happening in Germany, all those troubles, Klitschko's actually suggested themselves that why don't these two guys fight each other and the winner can fight one of the brothers. So,
right out of the mouth of his
out of the mouth of
Bernd Bonter, his manager.
Yeah, Bernty Bonty, out of his mouth.